friends, get set to roll. We will roll things out in style as we bring in a lightweight bout. This one's scheduled for 3 rounds. It'll be Roger Alves taking on fellow Canadian David Swanson as we see the tail of the tape. 29-31, 5-6 to Alves, 6-1 to Swanson. There you see the weight and the respective reach. As we bring you the rules of the World Series of Fighting, it's a 10-point must system based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and cage control. No knees or kicks to the head of a grounded opponent.
No.
We now set it inside the cage. Jazz Securo has our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Series of Fighting 14. Tonight we are live at the Edmonton Expo Center in Edmonton, Alberta, back up north. We'd like to welcome our viewers that are streaming live at WSOF.com. We have a couple of combatants already in the cage, and we are ready for our first bout of the preliminary card. It is brought to you by Autoshopper.com. 3 rounds in the World Series of Fighting lightweight division. And now, introducing on my left, on the blue side of the decagon. His record is perfect with 2 victories, no defeats. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing 154 1/2 pounds, fighting out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, making his World Series of Fighting debut, introducing David Swanson.
He came up with Jimi Hendrix.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent on my right, on the red side, his record 2 wins, 1 defeat, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing 155 1/2 pounds, fighting out of St. Albert, Alberta, by way of Edmonton, Alberta, presenting Roger "The Rock" Alves. Your referee in charge is Kyle Cardinal.
And Alves came up with the Karate Kid song.
Yes, he did.
Let's see if he's going to sweep the leg.
So we are set to go in the lightweight division. This one's scheduled for 3 compelling rounds, but Boss Rutan, as we've seen in the past, the lightweights rarely go the full 3.
Yeah.
Someone pulls something
Baby, you
off.
ready?
Both these guys
You
have
ready, Roger?
submissions in their pocket. So here we go in Edmonton, round number 1.
Alves, really good wrestler. So watch him shoot for the legs, eh?
This is a tough way to go. You know, you're coming out home province here in Canada in front of all the fans, want to show things off, and you got to warm up the fans, you got to warm up the officials, you got to warm up everything, being the first guys out of the box.
You got to break the ice.
There you go.
And you do that by warming up,
There you
because
go.
then the ice breaks.
Not to confuse our
It's
fans
melting.
watching back in the lower 48, but it is Thanksgiving weekend up here in Canada, boss. Did you know that?
That's amazing. You know, when
Monday.
you said it, I go, I'm not going to say anything, but you're always right.
Canadian Thanksgiving on Monday the 13th, and they do partake of the turkey.
Ooh, nice.
So early kicks often. Roger Alves in the trunk style, and the shorter, and I thought it first said mama on the back of his trunks. It says whamma.
Whamma.
David Swanson, taller fighter at 6'1".
But it's not. It's like a double M. It's whamma.
Yeah.
See? You would do 1 M. It's whamma. But that's me.
And it's the,
I'm Dutch,
you know what
so.
that is, though. It's the Winnipeg Academy of MMA.
So now we have to take down. He's a Greco-Roman guy. Goes for a single. Bada bing, bada boom. But can't hold it. He's got to watch out, though. Oh, very nice.
Give credit to Swanson there. He took the hit and the big drop, but he immediately was fishing for some kind of submission.
Yep.
Trying to get a little bit of a choke in there, but Alves wasn't having anything to do with it.
You know, that's where he lost his position. He went for that guillotine, focused too much on it,
Right.
and then he got taken down.
So Swanson now operating out of the closed guard. Alves staying very busy on the ground. Look at this. Just a couple hammer fists, couple shots to the ribs, continually moving. See a lot of these guys, boss, and you've talked about this before, they get in this position and they go dormant.
Yeah.
Not working.
No, but he's short and stocky.
Right.
That means close distance, he's got more power. He can generate more force than his opponent can. Now he's going to put him up against the fence, which is, it could be good, could be bad, because they can use the fence now also to get back up. If he can sit up, he's got to sit on his butt, and I'm talking about Swanson.
Big opportunity for these two fighters trying to make a name for themselves in the World Series of Fighting as they make their debut as the organization comes to Edmonton. An area or a market, boss, you'd have to say is pretty hot for the MMA scene.
They love it here. You know, last time we were talking about it, they really love their fighting. I was here a long time ago doing a TV show, and I think I mentioned that last time also. Even the cops were stopping the car, came out making pictures. It was the craziest thing. Everybody watches mixed martial arts here.
Came here years ago with the WEC, and we were at Rexall Place where the Oilers play, and they have a really nice crowd that came out and supported that organization. Right now it is Roger Alves going to work, and David Swanson trying to find a way out of this situation, unable to score points here as he is up against the cage.
There we go. That's what I said, you know, scoop on his butt, and now he's going to try to stand up. Alves came through with a few very nice uppercuts there. He's going to take him down again. Yeah, that's the Greco-Roman there. Now he's going for the guillotine. Is he going to jump guard or not? If he secures his hand, no. Wow. Passes right away to the side. Good movement here from Swanson. Didn't want him to take his back, so he right away turned on his own back.
Boy, Alves is doing a great job in close quarters. See how he grinds those forearms and elbows when he has a man down? Not necessarily inflicting a lot of punishment on, but it's just so irritating, I guess. You get some guy dragging a big hairy forearm across your grill about 20 or 30 times. Drive you crazy.
It's really annoying, and what he does, he's pushing him away so he creates a little space so he can hit harder with the other hand.
The ground and pound coming from Roger Alves, who has a top position right now, working the sides of Swanson. Swanson really unable to mount much offense in this position.
I want to see more power, though. You know, I don't think, you see now, this I like, the uppercuts there. That's what he needs to do, because otherwise I think the referee should put him back up if the punches are not powerful. If it's just to stay there. But those uppercuts, they were really nice. And he had a few good body shots before.
Coming up on the final 30 seconds of round number 1. This one's scheduled for 3 in the lightweight division of the World Series of Fighting. These are 155-pound fighters in the lightweight division. Both of them making weight, no problem. Boss, we talked about that on the way here. Immediately after the weigh-in, they're probably putting on, what, anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I told you last time the record, I think Horodesky, I think he was 23 pounds heavier the next day. These are some good strikes here. Controlling that foot.
Final 10 seconds. Wow,
so he doesn't get kicked
coming from Swanson.
Yeah. You see, give him 1 second.
Watch the back of the head.
Round 1 comes to a conclusion here in Edmonton. Good sign of sportsmanship as Roger Alves helps David Swanson to his feet. So now if you go into the corner of David Swanson, Boss Rutten, what are you telling your fighter?
You're going to watch out with kicks. You know, set up punches, set up kicks with strikes, because otherwise Swanson might take you down again. And you don't want to go to the ground, because if this happens again, he's got 2 rounds in the back. He can only win by knockout or submission in the 3rd.
Well, let's look at Roger Alves in round number 1 and 2. Not 1, but 2 big takedowns. Big pickup. And you talked about the Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah, look at this core strength here. Watch. Lifts him all the way up. Oh, okay.
Okay, I can't have that.
And this is slam number 2.
Oh, man, yeah. You know, that's what they do all day long.
Boston, as we look to the corner of Roger Alves and David Swanson across the way, a little unorthodox for the young man out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. His corner does not bring him in a stool to sit down on. Mistake, or is that something that some fighters just say, I don't want to sit between the break?
Yeah, they don't want to sit, you know, they want to keep the blood flowing. And you know, it sends also most of the time a message to the opponent.
I don't need no stinking stool. So here we go, round number 2 back in Edmonton. David Swanson on the left side of your screen, and Roger Alves. This is a Canada-on-Canada bout, and a big right hand coming from Alves.
Very nicely done, over the top. And boom! Look at that power. Now, he even served as a coach of the U.S. women wrestling team in 2008. The Beijing Olympics. And I'm talking about Alves.
So once again, Swanson finding himself in less than optimistic positioning here in round number 2 as Roger Alves goes to work. Young man out of Edmonton, Alberta, just 29 years of age with a record of 2-1, coming to us by way of the Hayabusa Training Center in St. Albert.
I would have stayed in the side mount. You know, he went to the half guard. Now it's going to be easier for Swanson to go back to a full guard. He's got to watch out for that. Here we go. See, he's working it already. Got it back. Armbar attempt. Yep, there we go.
And that seems like that might be Swanson's only opportunity, boss, is catching Alves, fishing, throwing some punches. Maybe he can trap that arm.
He tried that round number 1. He was looking for it as well. And now he actually went for it. But like I said, you know, Alves is short and stocky. They're harder to submit. Longer limbs, easier to submit. Everything becomes better on close distance for a grappler when you're shorter and stocky. And especially with a lot of power. Look at that, just drags him.
Oh, Swanson's in a bad situation right here.
That was nice.
Pops the head through, fires off a right elbow. Still working hard is David Swanson, trying to...
He might set up another armbar. Look,
this
he's
fight
going again.
Wow, look at that. Alves continues to work in the close quarters.
You know, when he starts hitting with it, then you should go for the armbar. Because hopefully his mind is a little distracted. He's focusing on the hitting.
Boss, as a coach, you gotta like the approach that Alves seems to have. He's constantly working. I mean, it may not be the big punch, it may not be the fishing for a nice submission, but he's constantly doing something.
He's doing, you know, and he's mixing them up. You know, a lot of punches, you know, are set up to bigger punches. They're short punches. It's just to improve the position, break that grip out, and hopefully can go for a bigger punch. All set up. There we go again. Look, that's a nice one. And another one. Oh, this is good here.
Side control.
Isn't the half guy? He needs to pull it out.
Under 2 minutes to go here in round number 2. This one's scheduled for 3 in the lightweight division of the World Series of Fighting.
Yes, Swanson is defending that guillotine choke very well. That's why you see Alves not going for it. Again, high guards, gonna look for a submission here.
Push off, don't block your toes in.
See, Alves almost has no neck.
Yeah.
It's very hard to submit that.
Yep.
You know, look at this. Beautiful.
Punch is coming.
Good balance.
Shot by Swanson to get out of that.
Yeah, he needs to get back up. He needs to. Yep, that's it. Yeah, but yeah, he knows he's going to get taken down again. Like Karelin. You know, Alexander Karelin, they would just grab him around the waist and then whoop, lift.
Final minute here of round number 2. Alves in the dominant position now as he's looking for that rear naked choke.
Yeah, it's more of a neck hook. If he can put his left foot over the hip of Swanson, and Swanson right away turns with it. So maybe he hurt me here.
Swanson doing a nice job dipping his chin down and make sure that Alves couldn't sink that in farther.
You know, if you lock one hip up and you crank the neck to the other side, that sometimes might work.
Good pace here in the lightweight division as we come up on less than 25 seconds to go here in round number 2.
I like those uppercuts there from the side.
Final 10.
Right there.
So we will go to a third and final round here in Edmonton between Roger Alves and David Swanson. Want to remind you, coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern, switch on over to NBCSN, and we've got a nice card for you with a belt on the line. Luke Harris and Jared Hammond get things going. Chris Horodecki and Louis Hewitt. Shmelino Rama and Derek Mayman battle for the heavyweight title belt of the World Series of Fighting, and we'll close things out with an amazing main event. Ryan Ford of Canada taking on Jake Shields, who brings a lot of experience, boss, to the WSOF.
Lots of it. Ryan Ford, though, one explosive person. If he can land one of these crazy strikes that he has, could be lights out.
So once again, David Swanson electing not to go with the stool in the corner. Alves looks very fresh. He's ready to go right now as we clear the cage.
Back.
This is all or nothing for Swanson. He needs to finish this fight. Otherwise, you can't win.
What do you think? Swanson, try to keep this round on your feet?
Yeah, but it didn't work in the first two, so he can't make any mistakes. Those single kicks, he has to watch out.
Yep.
There we go again. And once he has that luck,
Alves
eventually,
with a takedown attempt.
well, that was good. He's still defending it. Just pushes him to the ground.
It's too easy.
Yep. Well, it's all movement and angles that they use. Those wrestlers are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
You think you're defending one side. Oh, it's good. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Boom, you're on the back. A little hat movement, push it to the side.
Work, guys.
Can make you fall on the ground already.
Yeah.
Randy Couture was really good, right? Greco-Roman also.
Made a pretty decent career out of that.
Yeah.
Lightweight action here, World Series of Fighting from the Edmonton Expo Center in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Roger Alves and David Swanson opening things up tonight as we have 8 fights on the card. 4 you'll see live on NBCSN coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, Alves is doing the same thing and he uses some power there. Look at this. It's like, I'm just getting warmed up is what he says.
I'll tell you what, boss, he is showing us some serious conditioning here because he's going just as hard as he was in round number 1. You know, they talk about when you're in a bad spot, you just go to a happy place to try to get. I don't think David Swanson right now can find that happy place.
No, it's not a happy place to have a guy like that on top of you, smothering you. Every time when you want to escape, you're going to get hit or be taken down again. You think, okay, finally, I'm on my feet. Vlam! Not a takedown.
Right into a guillotine choke attempt. It looks like he's.
Look for a dart now also if you push him to the side.
Alves is fishing for a little bit of everything.
Yep. But Swanson is defending well. Yeah. That's why every time he can't pull it off, and he feels it. He doesn't want to take the risk by jumping guard, because then he has his opponent in the guard.
Smart move by Alves as he takes his opponent right against the cage, cutting off the angles. Coming up on 2:30 to go, the halfway point of the 3rd and final round here in Edmonton.
We need to see more power on those rocks.
Ooh, nice kick to the body.
Just pushes it aside.
Should start raining down knees from the side. Any good wrestler should do that. Side mount, just start raining knees to the thighs, to the body, shoulders, everywhere. Passing. Oof. Yeah.
Just missed with that up kick.
Yeah, and if that's a hit, that could be trouble.
Boy, even when Swanson's able to get to his feet, it seems like Alves has the control and gets him right back to where he wants him.
It's just so powerful.
Let's go, let's move.
Talk about imposing your will. And this is exactly what Roger Alves has been doing for the better part of these 3 rounds.
Big snap, kick his back, big snap.
Work.
Hang on to it there. Keep that bottom leg. Double elbow. Double elbow. Head your elbow. Double elbow.
Boss, you listen to the corner of Alves and multiple coaches calling out commands. When you were fighting and you heard those kind of things, how much of that do you take in? How much of it can you hear?
You know what? I never had it. I never had a coach in my corner.
Really?
I trained myself. So I had a manager who only would say something if I would get hit because I'm a hot ad. He would say, stay calm, stay calm. That was it.
Turn around.
And then that crazy voice in your head that you always have that's telling you what to do. Final minute here, the 3rd and final round in the lightweight division. Alves on the left side of your screen. David Swanson looking for something here. It's going to have to be something big, boss, in the way of a knockout or a submission. Because right now it's got to be all Roger Alves.
And there we are again. Once he has that luck, it's pretty much over.
David Swanson came in with a perfect record of 2-0, both wins coming by way of submission. And barring any major comeback right here, he's going to drop to 2-1. Alves will go to 3-1.
Oh, he might have a guillotine here, but he doesn't have, he's only a half guard. So he can't really put some pressure on that. Now it's over. Although I have seen people pulling it off, so sometimes it might work. But if you have a guy who can defend very well, it's very hard.
So this fight will go the distance. So 3 rounds in the lightweight division comes to a conclusion. Roger Alves really imposing his will for much of this fight over David Swanson, who just could not seem to find an offensive attack in this one. Did a great job of doing some defense against Alves, who was constantly fishing for submissions and takedowns, but in the end, it was just too much Roger Alves.
That's it. Smothering him, keeping him busy with the short punches, mixing it up with hard strikes in between. You know, and just that constant pressure on him. Oh, it's gonna feel annoying.
Yeah.
Get off of me.
Boz, we talk about the future champs in the world of MMA, and these guys get the opportunity to be the first ones into the cage in the preliminaries, and this is certainly one. So Roger Alves and David Swanson, with limited experience in the world of MMA, with records of 2-1 and 2-0 respectively, but this is a great opportunity for them to get some experience here as we look to the next fight that'll be coming up here on WSOF.com in the catchweight division. Cody Cron and Matt Baker will take to the cage as soon as the official decision comes. Cody Cron out of Alberta and Matt Baker coming to us by way of British Columbia. So it'll be Canada on Canada battle here as 2 Providences go toe-to-toe here in Edmonton. We now go inside the cage. Jazz Securo has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fighting, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges John Brack, Robert Donahue, and Merrick Stasic all score at 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision, Roger "The Rock" Alves.
And the Karate Kid Toon is back.
Let's take a look at the Auto Shopper highlights for this one. It was all Roger Alves. It was all getting his man to the ground and imposing his will.
Yeah, we didn't see the crane though. Or sweeping the leg. Well, he slapped the body a little. Big right hand let it down. Round number 2 was that. And here again, close, and now he's pushing him to the side. Watch, change an angle, doop, 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 and there he is. Makes it look so easy.
Yeah. Get ready. Listen. What you wanna do? If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. And you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse. Being timid, that ain't cool. Nah.